Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Alfiyani Yuwanita, and I am a mathematics education student. And my ID number is 2020-111-2028. And this section, I will discuss. I will present about square function. Okay, where from? Okay, first of all, let me introduction what quadratic function. One from applying the quadratic function is to find the maximum or minimum value. The general form of a quadratic function is y equals ax squared plus bx plus gy equals ax squared plus bx plus c, or fx equals ax squared plus bx plus c, or fx equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are real number and not equal to 0. The graph of square function. Step to draw graphic of square function. First, find the point of intersection. If on the y-axis, then x equals 0, and if on the x-axis, then y equals to 0. Second, find the first step or turning point. We can find with the formula is minus b divided to a, comma, minus d or determinant divided for a. Number 3, connect the point using curved line with respect to the axis of symmetry. xp equals to minus b divided to a, and extreme value yp equals minus d or determinant divided for a. Graphic of square function. The graph of the quadratic function is in the form of a parabola, and the position of the parabola is in two possibilities, namely open chart. We can imagine an umbrella used normally, or open up. We can imagine an umbrella used upside down. Okay. There are two types about definite. Number 1 is positive definite. Meanwhile, for a quadratic function, it's said to be positive definite if the value of the quadratic function is always positive for any variable value. The graph of the quadratic function, which is said to be positive definite, is always above the x-axis. The terms of the quadratic function that are said to be positive definite are a greater than 0 and d or determinant less than 0. The type 2 is negative definite. A quadratic function is said to be negative definite if the value of the quadratic function is always negative for any variable value. The graph of a quadratic function that is said to be negative is always below the x-axis. The term of the quadratic function which are said to be negative definite are a less than 0 and b or determinant less than 0. Property of graph of quadratic function. Number 1 is open graphic. The graph of y equals ax squared plus bx plus c can open up or down. This property is determined by the value of A. If A greater than 0, then the graph open up. Or if A less than 0, then the graph open downward. Number 2. Height point. For the graph have vertices or turning point. If the graph open downward, then the cups is the maximum point. If the graph open upwards, then the cups is the minimum point. Number 3, axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry divided the quadratic graph into two parts so that it is exactly at the vertex. Therefore, it lies on the graph. Ax squared plus bx plus c is at x equals to minus b divided to a. Number 4, y-intercept point. The graph of y equals to ax squared plus bx plus c intersects the y-axis at x equals to 0. If the value of x equals to 0 is substitute into the function, we get y equals to c. Then the intersection point is that 0, c. Okay. Number 5, the x-axis intersects. The quadratic graph will intersect the x-axis at y equals to 0, thus forming the equation ax squared plus bx plus c. The root of the equation are the axes of the intersection point. Therefore, the discriminant value R affects the existence of the x-axis intersection as follows. Number 1, if t or determinant greater than 0, the graph intersects the x-axis at 2 points. Number 2, if t or determinant equals to 0, the graph does the x-axis. Number 3, t or determinant less than 0, then the graph does not intersect the y-axis. Compiling a graph of a quadratic function. Number 1, the three coordinates are substituted into the graph equation. So we get three different equations that have variable a, b, and c. Furthermore, algebraic elimination technique is used to obtain the value of a, b, and c. After obtaining the values, then each of them is substituted into equation y equal to ax squared plus bx plus c as coefficient. Number 2, given the point of intersection with the x-axis and a point circuit, if the x-intercept are x1, 0 and x2, 0, then the formula for the quadratic function is y equals to x minus x1 multiplied x minus x2. The value of is obtained by substituting the point x, y that is passed. Number 3, know the vertex and a point traverse. If the vertex is xp up, then the formula for the quadratic function is y equals to a multiply x minus xp squared plus up. The value of a is option by substituting point x and comma y that is passed. Okay, this is my presentation of the material to fulfill the math professional English mid-semester test. Thank you for watching and sorry if there are mistakes in pronunciation and see you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.